Good evening. Annastacia Palaszczuk has put her own future on the line, sacking one of her MPs. Billy Gordon lied about a long criminal history. The Premier now wants him out of Parliament, even if it costs every member of her government their jobs.
The Premier was in Townsville half an hour earlier. She called Billy Gordon and told him his time as a member of the Labor Party was over.
In the best interests of Queensland, he should resign as a Member of Parliament.
Gordon's Palm Sunday political crucifixion came after confessing to a lifetime of sins, breaking and entering, stealing, breaching parole. His mother even took out an apprehended violence order against him. And then there are the claims of domestic violence.
A past that isn't pleasant, and a past that was kept from me and the Deputy Premier.
The Premier said Gordon kept it secret despite standing alongside each other during the campaign, having previously stood for Labor for federal Parliament and working for a Labor senator. She wants to know how no one knew.
Yeah, good question, and I want to know too.
Gordon apologised via Facebook for failing to disclose my criminal history. As a young Indigenous boy, I remember wishing I had a normal nuclear family, wanting what other kids had, shoes, footballs, most, for a perfect father figure. Labor is ensuring he isn't left alone.
The member for Cook is extremely upset at the moment. And I've asked the State Secretary, Evan Moorhead, to provide the necessary supports.
It's important that whilst we consider that Billy Gordon may have character issues to deal with, Annastacia Palaszczuk has credibility issues.
It's little over a month since Labor's election win. They had 44 seats to the LNP's 42 and govern with the continuing support of Peter Wellington.
She's done the right thing for the good of Queensland and I believe for the good of our Parliament.
But Gordon's loss potentially makes it 44 all. The Premier says she would rather lose government than keep it with Gordon's help.
Today I'm prepared to put my premiership on the line.
The Premier and her cabinet continue their Townsville tour tomorrow, looking very much like politicians do in an election campaign.
Live to Shane Doherty in Townsville. And Shane, well, what happens now?
Well, Darren, that all depends on Billy Gordon. If he quits, there's a by-election in his North Queensland seat, and potentially whoever wins that wins government. If he stays on as an independent, practically speaking, neither side will accept his vote. It's at that deadlock of 44 all, and the governor will step in, and we'll all have to go back to the polls for the second time in 6 months.
And Shane, I believe there's a new email that surfaced which suggests that the Premier knew about this a whole lot earlier.
The Premier's always said the first she knew about this was when she was emailed by Gordon's former partner at about the 18th of March. Well, there is an email to her dated the 13th of March. The Premier's department says that it came not to the Premier's own email address, but to the departmental address where they get hundreds of emails. It was around the weekend of Cyclone Nathan, and that's why it took so long to get in front of the Premier's eyes. Once it was, she took the actions that she did.
All right, thanks, Shane.